Hi, everyone. Welcome to Rachel and Paul's Just Chat podcast.
Yeah.
Rachel, hello.
Hi, Paul.
Today, I thought for our very first Just Chatting podcast, we talk about the weather.
Yeah, because it's hot, isn't it?
Or more particular, let's talk about the heat wave.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you like the hot weather, Rachel?
What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I think you like hot, warmish weather, but when it's too hot, maybe I don't know.
No, absolutely not. I prefer it when it's cold, because when you're cold, you can at least put another jumper on or turn the fire up, turn the heating up. But when it's really, really hot, like it is at the minute, you can't exactly skin yourself, can you?
That's true. So do you think it's actually getting hotter?
It is
people
today.
are talking, no, but I mean, in general, sort of scientists and people have been talking about sort of global warming and climate change. Do you actually think and feel that it is getting hotter?
I don't know. Maybe. But I mean, when you think back when you were a kid, the summers always seemed hot and long.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it comes in cycles. I mean, the scientists are saying the data's showing it's getting hotter. You got to trust the scientists. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, well, yeah, that you're right. The scientists say the data is showing the Earth is getting hotter, but I don't really understand the data. Because they talk about a change of 1 degree, but that doesn't seem like a lot to me. So I don't really understand how that 1 degree overall temperature is making it like hotter here where we are.
I think, well, they say 1 or 2 degrees is a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. But it isn't really, if it was like 25 degrees and that went up to 26 degrees, I don't think I would notice the difference.
Yeah, but that's you personally. I mean, if you're talking globally, 1 degree could be the matter between you having a glacier and not, maybe, or something like that. They're talking about sea levels rising, and I don't really understand it either. I mean, when we went to school, there was lots of discussion about the ozone layer, but they weren't really talking about climate change. And
it was called global warming. I think when we were at school it was known as global warming, but that changed to climate change.
I don't know. When you see climate change activists like on the TV, they seem so angry and they're just shouting at you that
like Greta.
It doesn't make you want to listen to them. And I want to listen because I know it's an important argument, but I don't know whether they need a better spokesperson, somebody who's a bit more,
Yeah.
Or maybe I need to pay more attention. I don't know. What about you?
Well, what about David Attenborough? He has been he has been a spokesperson for the environment, for anything to do with the environment, animals, plants, you name it, for 60 years?
Yeah.
Do you think anyone listens to David Attenborough?
I would hope so. I mean, with regards to English language, I always recommend him as having a great voice. His pronunciation, the way he speaks English is just so wonderful. So you should listen to him full stop, regardless what he's talking about. But isn't he more about the animals than climate, though? Like protecting the environment of the animals, because that's a result of climate change, that they are in danger.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, he's obviously very involved in that, but I think part of looking after and protecting the plants and the animals and the wildlife is protecting the environment as well.
Well, aren't we? We're at risk along with that, aren't we? We're another species on the planet.
Yeah, that's true. We are.
I don't know. I'm not well enough informed myself to talk about this in depth.
No, me neither.
Apart from it being something that people should pay attention to. But, I can't tell other people to pay attention to it if I'm not paying. I mean, we try to recycle, don't we? We try to do our little bit. Yeah. But, I don't know whether that's enough.
We do a little bit. Yeah, but whether everyone doing a little bit is enough, but maybe we all need to do a lot rather than a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's talk about something we do know about. I mean, what about working or studying when it's hot? Can you work when it's hot? Does your brain function well when it's hot?
Well, I think the obvious answer to that is probably no. That's why somebody invented air conditioning.
Yeah, but we haven't got air conditioning in the spaces where we work or study.
I know. But if you think about most office buildings where people used to work, not some still do, but at least where people used to work, there was at least sort of, in most cases, air conditioning in most sort of modern buildings. And I think that if you can control the climate or control the temperature in your building or your office, then that obviously helps you to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If you think about, say, the Arab nations, where during the summer, nobody goes outside. You just stay inside in an air-conditioned house, air-conditioned office, air-conditioned shopping center, etc.
Yeah. So there are extremes where you can't function, aren't there? But I mean,
I think so.
We were having coffee before, and you were saying that maybe another summer, if it's as hot as this, you're not going to do any work in the afternoon. You're not going to, I mean, you're going to do some work, but you're not going to particularly, plan anything or make yourself available for any sort of work in the afternoons because it's just too hot to function, isn't it?
Yeah. In the height of summer, I mean, this year has been quite extreme. This sort of heat wave started, I think, back in May, and it's July now. So it's been quite extreme. But during those normal summer months, those summer, maybe the 6 weeks, the 8 weeks of summer, when it gets to maybe 2-3 in the afternoon, it's just too hot. My brain's fried. I'm just dripping with sweat. You can't focus. You can't concentrate. You can work, but I think the quality of the work that you do just deteriorates.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but my brain's sort of like, what was it? I just can't seem to keep my focus on things. And then when you start, I mean, I'm boiling hot at the minute, but when you start getting sweat behind your glasses and it's dribbling down your nose, you're doing classes and you're like, when the student's looking away, you're going like this, trying to dab your face quickly. It's not good.
Yeah, but that's just like heat and summer. We get this every year. I've been sort of listening to the news reports about the UK, for example, where they've had 40 degrees. But where we live in Europe, 40 degrees is normal during the summer. I don't really know what they're whinging and complaining about. It's 40 degrees. It's 40 degrees for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, but they're not set up for that kind of heat. Like they were talking on the news about the fact that they haven't got heat resistant tarmac, that the railway lines aren't used to that heat, and the railway lines can buckle. There are safety issues. Electricity cables can fall. They haven't got the infrastructure that is set up ready and prepared for those kind of temperatures, and it's going to take decades to change it over. So it is a serious health risk.
I completely agree. It's going to take decades to change it over. But they have been talking about climate change and global warming for decades. It's not as if this just happened and it was completely unexpected.
No.
David Attenborough has been talking about the climate for 60 years. Hundreds of other people have been talking about the climate and climate change for hundreds of years. Now, for those people to talk about it and for governments to say, yes, we want to, be more friendly to the environment and things like that, but then do nothing about, was it that the runway at Gatwick Airport melted because the tarmac they used couldn't cope with the heat. Now, I'm sorry, but as an airport, you have had at least 20 years to get ready for hot temperatures.
That's a great expression, isn't it? I'm sorry, but I'm going to challenge what you're saying. Yeah.
But it's true, isn't it?
Yes,
it's not as if this is completely unexpected. It's not as if this was never thought about before and it's just happened now. It's not unprecedented.
Oh, you're on your soapbox. You're on your soapbox.
I know. On. Okay, go on.
It's politicians. They talk about things. It's all talk and no do, isn't it? Yeah. All
talk and no action.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, let me ask you, what do you most and least like about hot weather?
what do I like least about hot weather?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's when it's too hot, it just seems to drain me of energy.
Yeah.
It's difficult to sleep when it's really, really hot. You know, we're lucky that we do have air conditioning, at home. But the hot weather just seems to drain you of energy.
Yeah.
That's the thing I hate most about hot weather.
Yeah. Okay.
But I love the sun. I love the sun.
Okay.
I think you like the sun as well.
I do a little bit, yeah, but not, this is too much sun. About 25, 26. So about 15 degrees cooler than this.
Than what it is now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. I like to sit out in the sun and just get a little bit warm, but not, But then we're not, we're not natives of this heat, are we? And even though we've got more used to it, it is. Well, come on. What's your favorite thing to do or not do when it's hot?
Okay. Favorite thing to do when we're in the middle of a heat wave is sit in an air-conditioned room and be cold.
Okay, so you could go to a shopping center, do a bit of shopping, air conditioning.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. No, honestly, during a heat wave, I just don't want to do anything.
No, just want to get through it to the other side.
Yeah, just get through it to the other side.
Okay.
Feel some fresh air. Let there be some rain for a day or two. Yeah, just get through it.
The land really needs the rain, doesn't it? Everything is so dry.
Yeah,
so dry. It's quite
What's
worrying.
your favorite time of year then?
September-ish, autumn. Well, I like autumn and I like spring. I like autumn because you can feel winter coming, and I love the crispness in the air. I like it when the leaves turn and the leaves start to fall. But I also like spring when you can feel everything waking up. So though you get the nice sunny days and rain. I love it when it's a rainy day. Either of those really. What about you?
Yeah, probably spring or autumn. Maybe autumn actually.
Yeah.
The way the leaves sort of change color on all those trees, and you get that sort of rainbow effect in the mountains. But I love the feeling of being cold in the evening. Those days when it, like October, maybe even November and December actually, where during the day, the sun's been out. Yeah. It's been a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. You're possibly wearing t-shirts that late into the year. But then the sun just dips down behind the mountains. It sets nice and early.
Cold. It's like somebody's over the fridge, isn't it?
Yeah. I just love that. Yeah. It's just a wonderful experience.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So come on, we've got to talk about hangry.
Okay.
Which for us is not hungry, angry. It's hot and angry. That's our angry. So for most people, it's about being so hungry you're angry. But for us, it's about being, for me, hot makes me angry.
Okay.
If I'm hot.
Well,
because it's frustration.
If you're hot, you're angry.
Yeah. It's frustration. It's frustration because you want to do things and you're just too hot and bothered.
I think you do get angry when you're hungry as well sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm going to say no, but you tell me, do I get angry when I'm hungry?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Angry is not an adjective I would put with you at all, ever.
Okay.
You just don't care enough.
Okay, so why do you get hangry?
Because I get frustrated because I want to do stuff and it's too hot.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Is preventing me from concentrating, from getting something done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think particularly this year, it's been extreme this year for such a long period of time.
Yeah. We haven't had any respite. There's been no real. I think we had a couple of days, the beginning of June, didn't we, when it rained and you actually got a chance to relax and breathe.
Yeah, but apart from that, no.
No.
I think, for the what, nearly 20 years where we've lived in the Mediterranean environment, we have definitely acclimatized to the summers. 40 degrees when we first arrived in the Mediterranean, 40 degrees used to kill us.
Yeah.
40 degrees.
30 used to kill us. We'd be asleep, wouldn't we? Mid-morning.
Yeah.
Couldn't
but
function.
we've acclimatized to it. We can function quite okay.
But I think it's because we know to keep the sun out. In the UK, when it's hot, your instinct is to fling the windows open. Whereas here, you've got to keep that sun out of the building. You've got to shut it down, blackout.
Yeah, exactly. And during the normal summer period, that sort of 6-week period where it's really, really hot, you get a little bit hot, but you just cope with it. I think we've learned to cope with it, and I don't think it's nowhere near as oppressive as it used to be for us.
We don't go out in the sun. I mean, you think the song, what is it? Mad Dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. But the midday sun in the UK normally hot, 25, 26. Yeah. Whereas now it's so much higher.
The Mad Dogs and Englishmen, that song is about India, though, isn't it? Really?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. From the era of empire. Mad Dogs and Englishmen.
But the thing is about British people would be on the beach at lower temperatures. As soon as there's the slightest bit of sun, get out sunbathing. You can't in these temperatures, can you? You'd be crazy to sit out at 12 o'clock's not the hottest. It's about 3 o'clock, isn't it? You'd be absolutely crazy to sit out in the sun at the peak of the heat. Yeah. Really crazy.
Yeah, but some people still do it, I think.
Yeah. It's like people say to us, do we go to the beach? And I mean, we're not.
And the answer is yes, but usually in the winter.
November, December, January. Yeah. When there's nobody there and it's cold and the dog can go in the sea and not bother anybody. But it would be my idea of hell to be sat. I mean, when the sand's so hot, you can't walk on it.
Yeah. And if you imagine, it's the middle of summer. Yeah. The beaches are just absolutely jam-packed with people. Yeah.
But some people like that. Some people love beach holidays. Yeah. Not us.
No. Well, no, I think a beach holiday is great, but it's going to be November, December, January, February. That'd be the ideal beach holiday for me. Yeah. Very few people. The sun's still out, so you can be comfortable. Mm-hmm. You can go for a nice swim in the cold water. Yeah. But it's not oppressive heat.
No. Yeah.
And there's not millions of people about.
Well, what about the weather forecast? Do you trust the weather forecast?
Not really.
Why?
Because it's always wrong.
Oh.
Come on. When has the weather forecast ever been correct?
Well, I mean,
occasionally.
I don't think you can hold it to being 100% because obviously it's a forecast, but it does give you a sort of an indication, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it was a few days ago. You were looking at the weather forecast, and the weather forecast said it was raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we both knew that it wasn't raining, but your forecast said it was raining.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, weather forecasting, I know it's a science. I know they spend lots and lots of money and do lots of science to try and forecast the weather, but it's only a prediction.
Okay.
I think at least 50% of the time they're wrong.
Yeah, but they've got to try.
Yeah, they've got to try.
I think they're getting better.
Hopefully they are. I don't know.
Is it important that they're accurate?
For me, no, not particularly. If I want to know what the weather's doing, I look out the window.
Okay. But I mean, if you were in the path of a hurricane, you'd want to know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course you would. Yeah, but again, they can only predict the path of the hurricane. I mean, I think it was last year or the year before there was a big hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean, and there was massive predictions it was going to hit the American coast, Florida and things like that. And it was going to, but then at the last minute, it changed direction and went off out to sea.
Yeah.
And you can understand if people say it's coming your direction, and the whole of Florida, evacuated or something like that. I can't remember, boarding up windows. But then the last minute, it just changed direction.
Yeah.
Now, no one could predict that. Yep. That's the issue I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if they could predict it, why didn't they predict it? Yeah. And if they did predict it, would you believe them? Would they say, if the weather forecast, if you were in the path of a hurricane, but the weather forecaster says to you, "Don't worry, Rachel, at the last minute, this hurricane is going to change direction and move away from you." Would you believe that?
No.
Exactly. So you wouldn't trust them, but you would trust them to say it's coming in your direction, run.
Well, better safe than sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't think there's anything we can do about the heat today, at least, except stay out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Last year, Europe recorded the hottest temperature ever in Italy. Do you know what the hottest temperature ever in Europe is?
39? 40?
No, it's much higher than that.
Way higher. 50s?
No, it didn't get as high as 50.
What was it? Tell me, I don't know.
48.8 degrees.
Yo, where was that?
That was in Sicily.
Yeah.
So it's it's an island in the middle of the Mediterranean, but the hottest temperature ever recorded in Europe, 48.8 degrees centigrade.
It's hot.
Yeah. That's really African sort of, Middle East temperatures.
I don't know.
Do you think it's going to get hotter?
Well, the statistics and the data and the people keep telling us it's going to.
Okay.
I hope. I don't know. It depends whether it's going to be within our lifetime. What the time scale is.
Yeah.
Things seem to come in cycles because it's really hot this summer, and they're comparing this summer back to 2013 and also 1976. I'm wondering whether we're going to have a lot of snow in winter, because I seem to remember 2013, 2014, there was lots of snow.
I can't remember.
No. So it will be interesting if we're going to get extremes, both sides.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah.
But then it seems to come in cycles, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like plums on a plum tree. Every 7 years, every 9 years.
Every 7 years.
You get a good crop. But I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's every 7 years, we've probably, me, only got a few more hot summers to go. But if it's going to be every single year, then there's something you're going to have to think about.
I'm sorry, we've only got a couple more. That you're not predicting a long and healthy life for us, then, are you? We've only got a couple more hot summers to come.
We've got loads more, Paul. We're going to live till we're a couple of 100 years old. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if it does get hotter, sort of, climate change predictions say, 1 degree or 2 degree hotter degree for the whole world means that things like the ice is going to melt on the in the North Pole and the South Pole and things like that.
Yeah.
Sea levels are going to rise.
Yeah.
Which I suppose maybe is a bad thing, but there's always positives.
There's always an opportunity in a crisis.
Yeah, there's always an opportunity in a crisis. A positive, particularly for us, is we live on a hill.
We do. We're not going to be submerged below water.
No. But if the sea levels do rise, let's say the sea levels rise by, I don't know, 1 meter, 2 meters.
Yeah.
We will live a lot closer to the beach.
Aha.
Yeah.
But we don't go to the beach.
No, but we will have a sea view. Yeah. Imagine how much more valuable our house would be if we had a sea view.
Always think of the money. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, anyway. I'm getting too hot now to carry on talking, so I think we're going to have to stop there.
Okay.
All right. Stay cool.
Stay cool, and we'll see you all again next time.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.